I'm Timothy Davis, the Bess and Walter Williams Professor of Law at Wake Law. I've been at Wake Law since 1998. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and when I looked around and saw who the influential people were in my community, they were doctors, they were teachers, they were insurance agents who used to go door to door to sell insurance. Then they were also lawyers. And one of the things that I did when I was a kid, and I think many of my siblings thought it was really strange, is I would read the Los Angeles Times every day from the front to the back because I was interested in learning. And again, I would read the stories of attorneys and the cases that they were involved in. And so at a very early age, I made the decision, I want to be a lawyer. And I followed through on that, and that was my goal, and I stuck to it. And I think I've had a fairly successful career as a lawyer, as well as, of course, as a professor of law. My first impressions of Wake, I was a tenured professor at another university when I was approached with the opportunity to begin to teach at Wake. I remember clearly the interview process, and the other institution following the interview and after I received the offer really wanted me to stay, and they wanted me to visit Wake. And I remember telling the dean at the time that I felt so positive about Wake Forest because I did get that sense of faculty, students who were all working toward a goal of trying to excel in the classroom, trying to be a part of a community of learners, that I just decided I would just accept the offer outright. I did, and I've not had a moment's regret. Over the years, what I experienced during the interview process back in the fall of 1997 has continued to be true. Again, a very vibrant and supportive community of learners. The key to being successful in the classroom starts with having a good deal of respect for my students. I respect my students, I admire them, and I feel so fortunate for having had the opportunity to work with young people who are so actively engaged in the learning process. I think and I hope that they will recall that I was very supportive of them, but I was committed to the learning process as much as they were. In particular, I think my students will remember that I was challenging in the classroom, but also very fair, because I set high expectations for them, because I fully believe that they could meet those expectations. As for my colleagues, I think they will remember me as someone who was actively involved and engaged in the law school, both as a teacher, but also as a colleague, who, as was true for the students, who will also remember me as being someone who was very supportive of them, and just a part of this community of people who are very helpful. For me, retirement holds trying not to become overly committed. I have a tendency to do that. I do a lot of work with the National Conference of Bar Examiners currently. They're the organization that prepares the bar exam that law graduates take. They want me to continue some of the work that I'm currently doing. They'd also like me to perhaps take on some additional responsibilities. I'll also continue to work with the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. I'm on their board, and that will bring into play my sports law background. The work with NCBE will involve my contracts commercial law background. And I think I'll continue to teach a class or two occasionally. Wake has already asked me to teach a course in the fall as an adjunct professor. And hopefully I'll leave enough time for some enjoyment. My wife and I love to travel. We have a couple of trips planned, one to the Dominican Republic in December, and then next spring, going to go to Italy and Greece. So I'm looking forward to trying to keep the work and the pleasure well balanced.